Hey guys, welcome to Prairie Girl and Cowboy Homestead. I'm in the kitchen again today. Um, I'm going to start slacking off in the kitchen because, January 1st is coming and those New Year's resolutions, and what's the number one? Cut back. But until then, we're going to celebrate Christmas and the goodies and whatnot. And I don't think I was on YouTube yet when I first did, and maybe I was. I'd have to go back on my videos and look. My mom's poor man's cake turned into a fruit cake recipe. I have my mom's original recipe. She's been passed away 3 years, going on 4. And this was something that she always made special at around Thanksgiving, probably before Thanksgiving, because she would always send me home with a couple loaves of this fruit cake. And she would start with her poor man's cake recipe, and at the holiday time she would turn it into fruit cake. And I have a loaf here that we've just about ate up, and I was just going to show you the inside of it. And it is so good. It's got maraschino cherries, raisins, dates, candied pineapple, nuts, apple. It's got it all. And it's not your traditional fruitcake taste, but I love it. But anyway, at Thanksgiving time, she would always send me home with a couple of loaves. She knew that I really, really enjoyed that, and I would treasure every bite. And when she was gone, I thought, I will not know how to make that. I know she started with the poor man's cake, and I was going to start just experimenting and see if I could make it taste like my mom's fruit cake. Well, lo and behold, I had earlier gotten a hold of a little container of some of her recipes when she was bedridden. And guess what? Her poor man's cake recipe was in that, and it's all in her handwriting. It is her original recipe. On the back, she finishes it off, but it's this part that really tickles me. And this is how she makes her fruit cake. She turns this cake recipe into fruit cake for the holidays. And that's what I'm doing here today. So I've went ahead and I've boiled my raisins. It's a cup of sugar, 1 1/4 cups of water, half a cup of shortening, and I'm sure you could use butter, or, lard would even be better. 2 cups of raisins, and I've got some organic raisins in here. Then you just put that on the stove and boil that down, and for about 3 minutes you cook it on the stove, and then just take it to the side and wait. I have chopped up an apple really fine, and I've put my spices in here, and that would be half a teaspoon of nutmeg, and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and a half a teaspoon of cloves. And so that's what I've got in my bowl so far. But I just wanted to bring you along and let you see, and I'll turn the camera so you can watch me stir it up. I do use maraschino cherries instead of the candied cherries because that's what she used, and I actually like them a lot better too. So we've got those, but I do have some of the green candied cherries that I thought I would go ahead and pop some of those in this time. I've got the dates all ready to go. And I also have the pineapple. Let's see this. Yeah, this is the pineapple, the candied. So I will go ahead and change the camera and let you watch how I do this. Okay, so we're back. We're going to go ahead and throw this fruit cake together. And I'll probably end up cutting all of these little cherries, so I might not have you watch the whole time on that because that's kind of tedious to watch. But I do like the maraschino cherries, and I will just drizzle just a little bit of the cherry juice in, a little bit more. And we will go from there with chopping the cherries up, and we'll do that part on another clip of the video where you don't have to sit and watch. But I have my candied pineapple. This was full, and I'm guessing my cowboy found it, opened it up, and he found it. He loves anything like that, loves a fruit. So I'm just going to kind of break it apart, put it in with the apple and the spices that we have going here in this big bowl. This big bowl is an old crock of my dad's mom. So my grandma, that's her bowl, and I love using it, especially during holiday time. Okay, and I've got a whole package of dates. I'm going to go ahead and dump those in. It's going to be really thick with your dried fruits and lots of nuts. And here's the cherries. And I possibly will go ahead and cut those in half too, maybe a little bit. Although they will cut in half when you slice the bread too. So, but look how pretty that is for Christmas cake, fruit cake. So we'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and add my flour, which is, I've got the apple in there, 2 cups of flour. And this will make 2 loaves, 2 good-sized loaves or 3 smaller. So here's 2 cups of the flour. The sugar was cooked in with the raisins in my little kettle. It's got I'll read that again for you. 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 1/4 cups of water, 1/2 cup of shortening, 2 cups of raisins, and then I boiled it or simmered it for 3 minutes, so it's ready to go into my cake. And it smells so good. This really brings back a special memory to have my mom's fruit cake, and I'm so thankful that I was able to find it and have it in my possession. And being that it's her own personal handwritten old recipe that she used for years is worth a lot and means so much more. So, okay, with that, we're going to go ahead and add a teaspoon of soda. My box is getting a little low, so I've got to reach down in. Time to put it in a jar. I usually do that. So a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, and I like to go ahead and add just a little bit vanilla. It's not on the recipe, but I do like to add just a little bit. And at the last, I will go ahead here and add a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay. And so I'll bring you back after I get my cherries chopped up, and we'll finish stirring this together, and it'll be ready to go in the pans. Okay, I'm back. I've decided some of the larger cherries I went ahead and cut. Some of them I didn't. They were a lot smaller, and I thought they'll just cut when we go to slice it. Another thing, I've chopped up some walnuts, and I haven't really measured, but a good amount. We like a lot of nuts in our fruit cake, and that's what I had left in the jar to use. So this is it. Isn't that pretty? And it smells so good. So this will make, like I said, 2 large loaves, or maybe, I think I've got 2 fairly good sized loaf pans, and then a small one that I can sneak just a little bit from both and make a little loaf too that I can use at another time, or a gift, or you could put this in all little loaf pans, aluminum ones, and give them as a gift. But it's all stirred up. It's ready to go. I need to get my oven turned on, get it warmed up, get my pans out, and get some grease and flour on them, and our fruitcake will be ready. Okay, so we've got it all mixed up, and I've got my pans greased, but I like to take a little bit of flour like this, dust it around on the greased pan, dump it into my next pan, shake it around. And I've got one more pan to go. And just shake that around. It just helps your bread to come out a little better. And the excess, I'm just going to dump into the dough and stir that in. And we're ready to put it in a pan. I've got one good size loaf pan here and two a little bit smaller. We love this in the mornings, like with coffee. Like tomorrow is a Sunday morning, and I am so going to enjoy this on my Christmas week, waking up and having hot coffee and my mom's fruit cake. And it tastes just like the way she used to make it, so I'm pretty excited for that. I'm going to split it up here before I really flatten it out. We'll see how far it goes. My bowl is so heavy, it's a crock bowl, and I have a hard time holding it with one hand, so to clean it out, we'll just put it in this way, and maybe one more here. Let's switch this one out and see what we can get into this pan. Now I possibly can lift up that crock. So do you have any favorite recipes that you grew up with that your mom or your grandma made when you were little? Are they still alive? I would highly suggest that if there's something they make that you really enjoy, making a mess, on a holiday that they make every year for a tradition, and you don't have that recipe yet, I highly suggest you take the time to ask them to either write it down for you or take a photocopy of it. Even that much would be pretty special. So, because when they're gone, you're not going to get it unless you've been in possession of that recipe card. So, I suggest if there's something you really like that some family member makes, I would go ahead and get that now while you still can. And start you a little recipe book or recipe card box and start making your own little tradition with it. Share it down to your kids if it's something they like. It's never too soon to start that, even if they're too young to give them the recipe. If it's something you know they like, start them a recipe that you can hand down later. Oh, this is going to be just loaded with cherries and pineapple, apple, dates, walnuts, pineapple. It's delicious. Raisins. And it made 3 nice pans. Here's the third one. And I'm going to bake this at 325. My oven is heating up now. And I'll bake that at 325 until done. These 2 pans will probably come out a little bit sooner than the bigger one. But tomorrow morning, with my Sunday morning coffee, I will have fresh fruit cake throughout the Christmas week. So, looks good. Okay, the oven is hot. We'll put our pans in. And I'll set it for half hour and watch it from there because my pans are a couple of them are pretty small. But we'll set the timer for that. And we'll be back to check it soon. Well, we have the fruit cake in the oven. I brought the timer out with me. And I decided to grab a cup of coffee and head to my outside porch. In my shirt, no jacket. And it's December. It's almost Christmas. I cannot believe it. For Montana, the weather has been beautiful. I thoroughly enjoy it. I'm so tickled pink I don't like the severe winters. I don't mind snow. I just don't like it when it gets so severe that you're constantly shoveling snow and Cowboy's constantly plowing snow just so we can get around to feed cattle or whatever. So this mild winter can just stay with us here on the homestead as far as I'm concerned. But I hope you enjoyed that little recipe. That was pretty special to me. And you may have caught it earlier on in the season when I first made the recipe this winter. And I think it was before Thanksgiving. Um, I also had it on my Facebook page, I believe, too, and that's called Prairie Girl Farm. If you want to go over there and check that out, there's lots going on there, lots of folks there. We've got over 2,600 folks on that page and good folks. So anyway, I wanted to thank everyone out there for sending the Christmas cards. Cowboy has made a garbage run today, and he was going to go by the post office, and I know there were several of you still saying you should have Christmas cards. I sent it yesterday or today, or so he's going to go by, grab the mail, and maybe we'll have a few more Christmas cards to go through. So that has been a very exciting and very special time for us, is to get Christmas mail from you folks. It's amazing. I would never have dreamt all this to happen. So anyway, Cowboy and I are just planning a homestead Christmas together. Since we're having kids early, and we had some before Thanksgiving, we're just ready to chill out, enjoy our homestead for Christmas, and just enjoy what the good Lord has given us. Just kick back and not feel the stress of, doing this, doing that. We are going to go one of these days very soon for a day to the city, which the city doesn't turn me on, but there are a few used secondhand stores, like I want to say Yesteryear's store and the marketplace. Cowboy needs to get some shoes, and we just have not done the Christmas shopping for each other, so we're going to go to the big city and enjoy that a day. Our anniversary is December 28th, so we're going to go out for a meal and just call it Christmas for both of us. And I see Cowboy coming now, so I think I will shut this off until our cake is done, and we'll chat soon. Well, I told you Cowboy was driving in. He's been to the post office, and he got us a bunch more Christmas cards, mail call. We have from Michigan, Steve and Roberta Adams. Oh, yeah. We have some from Texas. I'll have to open that one up. We have another one from his mom. We have one from Minnesota, Kentucky. This one is Michigan. Michigan? No. Yeah, Michigan. I always have to stop and think on the abbreviations. This one's Ohio. And this one's Louisiana. This one is Idaho. This one is Wyoming. I think you were just asking me today, or told me that you'd sent one. This one is Washington. This one is North Carolina. Here's another one from Wyoming. And another one from New Mexico. So, how cool is this? We will just go ahead and open them up and take a quick look. We'll read them all together later. We'll just see who they're from. We'll read them together later. This is from Christy and Tim Schaefer out of New Mexico. Cowboy, you got your knife? So I can open these a little better?
Yeah.
He might have a knife in his pocket. Makes it a little easier for a letter opener. It's coffee time out on the porch. Right, almost Christmas time. And we're sitting out here having coffee. Okay. Sit down here with us, Cowboy.
I'm going to have a cookie.
You're going to have a cookie. He's getting a cookie out. I've got him stashed out here on this porch. Oh, this is pretty. Very pretty. This is from Roberta in Michigan. That is very cute. That's a different one. Well, he's going to hide over in the other chair and eat his cookies. He found the sugar cookies. Oh, this one's... Let's see, we'll pull it out. That one's pretty. Let It Snow. And this is from the Jones family. This is from some of Larry's family down in Texas. Thank you.
Who's it from?
Pammy and her family. This one is from his mom. She's 92. And a nativity scene. Isn't that cute? That's from Cowboy's mom. And you open these up. I should have you opening all these for me so I can open them quicker. This one is, oh, there's something in it. A recipe for peppermint sandies from Rhonda Graham. Thank you very much, Rhonda. We'll put that in our Homestead Journal Cookbook. And you're from Minnesota. Thank you very much. Let's see, where are you putting them? Right here for me?
Mm-hmm.
This one is from Brenda Schwartz in Michigan, right? MI is Michigan. There's the nativity. We're just going to do a quick look, and then I'm going to read them a little later. So we have time before the timer goes off for the bread. This one's Ohio. Oh, that is so cute. Cowboy's going to love that one. That's cute.
Well.
Very cute. And we have a recipe. Dad's hot kraut, sauerkraut. Well, that one will be fun to do. Thank you very much. And that is from Sandra and John. I think you asked me today, too, if I got your card. Well, I do now. Can you believe how nice it is out here? This one is Washington. And this is from Yvette and Jim Tabert. Tallert? Let's see, I got to see the... Tabert, excuse me. Thank you very much. This one is from North Carolina. Look at that pretty wreath. And this is from Teresa. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from North Carolina. Wow. Yeah, it was kind of fun to see him pack in this batch of mail. This one is from Wyoming. Oh, and we have a recipe for a 100-year-old frosting 4-layer cake. And that will also go into our Homestead Journal Cookbook. Have a wonderful Christmas, David and Vishadi. I hope I said that right. I'm not sure, but thank you very much. Got a couple more here to go, maybe 3, 4. This one is from Wyoming too. Pretty snow. Do you folks down in Wyoming have snow? This one is from Marlise Anderson, and I see you on our page a lot too, and we got your card today. Thank you. Here is from Idaho. Oh, there's another nativity. Pretty. And we have a recipe in here for orange balls. That sounds interesting. Wafers and orange juice, powdered sugar, butter, ooh, nuts and coconut, and you mix them all together, shape them into a ball, and roll in coconut. That sounds really good. We will have to try that. And this is from Sharon in Idaho. Thanks, Sharon. And we got 2 to go. This one's all the way. This is Buddy and Lippy. Hey guys, how are you? They're down in Louisiana. And if you don't follow Buddy and Lippy on Gemini Homestead, you got to pop over there on YouTube because they're quite the couple. I enjoy them. You'll get a giggle or two. Thank you guys. You'll love them. Pop over there and check them out. It's called Gemini Homestead. This one is from Kentucky. And we've got a Santa. He's checking it twice, or he's handing out gifts. And this is from, and I gotta read the writing. Is it Rob and Liz? I'm not sure. You might have to help me out in the comment below. It's been fun getting to know you on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for sharing your lives with us, and have a Merry Christmas and wonderful Happy New Year. Well, you also. Thank you very much. We had a great mail call today, so everybody have a good rest of the day. It's about time for my timer to go off and get the bread out of the oven. We'll talk to you later.